Hi, I'm Ashley Evans. I'm a podcast listener of Reppin from Vancouver, BC.
My name is Andres Velosa, host of a podcast called The Latin Jukebox. I am from Colombia and I currently live in Ontario, Canada.
My name is Leo Allen from Voluntary Input, as well as Profound Simplicity.
Hi, my name is Eric, and I'm a listener from Seattle, Washington.
Hi, I'm Jennifer from What I Had Heard Was the Podcast. Yvonne Chapman was my favorite episode, but it is so hard to choose just one.
When I'm scrolling through the Reppin library, I started seeing all of these names of some great people that I've always admired and respected. And then I landed on Angie Thomas. Listening to Angie just being candid and talking about life and how she grew up, and she was just being open and real. And that's one of the things that I find so refreshing about Reppin, is that just listening to these people who a lot of them I admire, I respect, I love their work, and then just hearing them being realistic.
The episodes with Nicola Correa, they are outstanding. They are other level. I love episodes like this because they really set a high bar. It's always good to listen to the voices behind the professionals, because in the end we're all human beings. We love, we feel, and we stand for something. Those are always my takeaways with your episodes.
I have several favorite episodes. The one with Yvonne was one of my favorites. I was incredibly taken away with how intimate the conversation was. It was just like two friends having a very deep conversation, and I absolutely loved and commend you for the episodes that you did with Pardeep and Arno, and it was about Pardeep losing his father to a white supremacist, and the second episode was about Arno, who was a former white supremacist, and I was just really blown away with how respectful and how vulnerable these conversations were. Really complex conversations to have, yet extremely important.
My favorite episodes were from Yvonne Chapman, Mike Bowe, and Ludi Lim.
I think my biggest takeaway from the show is how relatable people are regardless of their backgrounds.
What happens is when you listen to Reppin, you get to hear real people being real, being honest, being vulnerable, being open, as well as talk about the things that they care for, their beliefs, their values, what they represent.
How amazing people are, and how different can someone be when they are not working, you know what I mean? So it's always good that you kind of take off their working clothes and put them their real ones.
They allowed me to learn so much about that particular person, and also take some life lessons, help me to be like a better person.
I'm also amazed by the caliber of guests that you bring on. You constantly bring on extremely interesting, educated, articulate individuals who have gone through some serious life events, trauma, and they have this way of articulating their experience and pulling the threads that we as an audience can glean a lot of understanding through what they went through, and we can project our own lives into what they went through. And I think it's just a really beautiful thing that you do on Reppin.
What continues to surprise me are the experiences that the guests share. There's quite a bit of diversity, and I learned so much that I otherwise wouldn't be exposed to.
It's refreshing, it's surprising, and that's pretty much why I love the show so much.
What's different about this podcast compared to like other outlets is that you ask questions that hardly anyone talks about or even asks.
Your ability to dig in and get into the heart of really complex matters is astonishing. And you just go in fearlessly and with this amazing sense of humor, and yet you always stay on point. It's pretty cool.
I am so happy that I had the chance to meet the Reppin podcast, and I hope you make it to the next 1,000 episodes. So again, congratulations on this milestone. It's easy to start a podcast, but it's not easy to keep constant, to keep going, and to create an impact like you have done with Reppin Podcast.
There is no one more deserving. Here's to 100 more.
Cheers to that. Gracias por todo, amiga.
And so with that, congratulations on your 100th episode. Make 100 more and beyond, because I do believe that Reppin is one of those shows that is pretty much essential, because I believe we need to hear more real human stories, real people talking about real things that we all live through, and let's live through it all together. And that's one thing that I think we all need nowadays more than ever. We need to be real with one another, and we need to represent love and humanity above all else. And I feel Reppin represents that.
Here's to even 100 more.
And yeah, I rock the hat on purpose. Y'all ain't got one.